Hello, welcome to The Importance of Throwing Up. I'm the playwright, I'm Keltie, and this is Shania, our director. This is a really important work to me. It's all about connection and vulnerability, and obviously the importance of throwing up, which you'll find out about later. And please enjoy. Thank you.
My name is Daniyal Daar. I go by he, him pronouns, and I'm playing the character of Grandpa, and I'm also narrating the play.
My name is Cam Kennedy. I use any pronouns, and I'm playing Llewellyn and the Caterpillar.
I am Dean Stockdale, they them. I am Kit and Kiddo.
Hi, I'm Giulia Romano, my pronouns are she, her, and I am reading for Edith.
Hi, I'm Jen Golveo Turbio. I go by she, her, and I'm reading for Grandma.
The importance of throwing up. Scene 1. In his cavern on his planet, Llewellyn sits on the floor, perfecting the layout of his tarot cards.
Hi, I'm Llewellyn. Welcome to my magic show. In this ritual, I will discuss the importance of throwing up and the importance of keeping your garden kept. Really, they are very different. After all, throw-ups make great fertilizer. That's gross. That's really gross. Disgusting, frankly, but disgusting doesn't mean ugly. It can be astonishingly beautiful, actually. In a moment, I'll be off to Shady Cove, Oregon, where this all began. A tectonic shift has threatened the sanctity of my spiritual home and its dwellers. Oh, earthly things. Sometimes the cosmic alignment of things is not always aligned. Sometimes it falls out of orbit. Sometimes it turns itself into a hurricane. Sometimes it cools over millions of years until a planet is born. And that planet decides it's time for a tectonic shift. The cosmic dust always settles, even in the form of ashes. For my planet, Earth is 100 times smaller than a speck of dust. Still, I feel its magic. That's undeniable. You guys wait here. This should only take about 30 minutes of earthly time. Let's begin.
He lights a candle with 2 wicks, one for masculine energy, one for feminine energy. He sets out 3 tarot cards.
8 of Wands, 6 of Wands. Let's see. Yes, the world. The rest is up to you, brother.
He places his hands on the tarot cards, then jumps up to grab his ukulele and sets it carefully on his makeshift altar. He closes his eyes. He picks up the ukulele. He sets it down. He breathes in. He reaches for the ukulele. He sets it down. He crosses his legs. He hums. He eyes the geode. He switches it with the moonstone. He switches it back. He crosses his legs again. He hums. He holds the moonstone in his hands.
Life is a ritual. This goes right there. Heavens come one day. On a Sunday, you think of it in prayer. Gift me with creatures of magic design. My pillow, my forehead are rightfully divine. Come with me to waters darkened and deep. Dip into the river, lay there and sleep. Follow me, brother. Your fortune is true. Let's speak to each other in dreams we once knew. Cups, swords, wands, pentacles, realms unlike, but our spirits identical. An 8 of Wands awaits your answer. My spirit guide, my necromancer. These moments are small, but I hope they will do till opens the portal between me and you. Till opens the portal between me and you.
He folds the poem into a paper plane and sets it aside. He grabs his ukulele and plays. hands off the paper plane. He blows out the candles. Scene 3. As the following song plays, the sun starts to poke out as the set transitions behind them into a bare stage, leaving only Beacon the dragon stuffy, then transitions to become Grandma's garden. There should be some berry bushes and an oak tree with Llewellyn's gravestone. As this is happening, Kit and Edith grab sleeping bags and their backpacks for their song-length journey to Grandma's garden.
There was a light shining through the space beneath your doorway. A tired man stood before it. I think I heard him say, "This was my house years ago. My mother dressed me in a bow and tied me to this body. She tied me to this body." He was very kind. He let me know where wild souls might go. They float away to outer space until the dust finds a nice place to tie them to a body. To tie them to a body. He looked like you. He looked like me. Said he emerged from an oak tree to tie me to his body. Then he tied me to his body. There is a place that we must go. A place where we let his body grow into 1,000 branches, covered now in ashes. He was our brother for just 9 years, and he never truly disappeared. He sleeps in Grandma's garden, where soul and body parted. The garden threatens final days. I fear his soul will be misplaced if we neglect our blessed hills of rotting souls and daffodils. I know you think I'm crazy, but there's life we don't see. There is life we don't see. It was dark and cold and empty until the soul was set free.
Kit and Edith set down their things. They take in the sight of the ruined garden.
We're already losing sunlight. We better get unpacked.
Edith and Kit exit to set up camp. Kit hangs back and looks at Beacon. As Kit exits, Kiddo enters, zooming around with their paper airplane. They see Beacon, send the paper airplane flying off, and zoom around with Beacon. Grandma enters with baskets for berry picking. The sun is setting.
Whoa! Easy there, kiddo. Wouldn't want to uproot anything now. Our tomatoes are growing so well this year.
Kiddo continues to zoom, this time a bit more apprehensively. Grandma finds a caterpillar eating a leaf from his strawberry bush.
Why don't you come help me pick the ripest ones, kiddo? You can say hi to our caterpillar friend.
After a moment of thought, Kiddo parts with the beloved dragon and heads towards Grandma. They are fascinated by the strange and colorful worm.
Would you like to hold it, my dear? I promise it's friendly.
Kiddo opens their hands like Oliver asking for more soup. They examine it very closely to their face, studying this small, curious beast.
Here, let him have this. Might as well not let him leave leftovers.
Kiddo lets the caterpillar explore its leaf.
He's eating it?
Yes.
Your strawberry leaf?
Yes. Well, his strawberry leaf now.
Wouldn't that taste gross?
Not to him. I'm sure it tastes delicious to him.
Like strawberries?
Yeah, probably tastes like strawberries.
She goes back to tending her garden. Kiddo sits with their new friend. A phone rings from offstage. Both Kiddo and Grandpa turn their attention to the call. Hello? Oh, Margaret, sorry to startle you. I am expecting a call. How are you this evening? Did your apple crumble turn out? Oh, good. The noise of the conversation fades as he walks further away.
Here, kiddo. Why don't you bring this to your grandpa? Then you can play with your toys again.
Can I keep him?
The caterpillar? I don't know, my dear. tomatoes like it in the garden. They have plenty to eat here. Plenty of branches to rest on.
I'll give him leaves and a twig.
He already has a whole garden's worth.
The phone rings again. Hello? Suzanne! We've been waiting hours. The sun's going down and... It's all right, my dear. Just take a breath. You've been through so much. It's okay. Catherine can stay with us as long as you need. Your mother appreciates your help in the garden, and she's doing well. But what a terrible, terrible thing to witness. The noise of the call fades as he walks away.
All right, kiddo. How about we find a nice bench for him on our oak tree? We can make a home for him there. You can visit every day. He'll need lots of love and sunlight.
Grandma finds a nice spot, and Kiddo passes her the critter. Kiddo picks a few leaves and gives them to Grandma, who places them on the branch. Grandma picks up the basket and takes Kiddo's hand to head inside. Kiddo runs back for Beacon. They exit. The sun goes down. Ash falls on the garden like snow as a fog rolls in. Scene 5. Edith exits, and Kit nervously watches her go until she's out of sight. Once she's gone, Kit turns to the gravestone.
Llewellyn, I'm sorry if we arrived too late. I didn't know you could be so important in death. I promise I will do everything I can to keep this garden healthy. Edith, too. This tree will stand tall, always. Its branches will stretch out to you in your new home in the sky, and your body will rest anchored beneath it. It's desolate out here, barren, quieter than I've ever experienced. I haven't seen another person in 7 days. Not a bird in the sky, not a beetle in the rubble, nothing. No one. Except Edith, of course. And you. Thank you. I feel desolate inside, too. Barren. Like the aftermath of a wildfire. Maybe not quite the aftermath yet. I've been getting these stomach aches lately. They hurt like hell. They'll go away just long enough for me to think they're gone for good, and then it swallows me up when I least expect it. It feels like boiling water bubbling over. It feels like lava, like a wildfire, something fighting me from within. Sometimes I wonder what would happen if I let it burn.
A glow comes from the oak tree.
You doing okay?
Kit doesn't know where the voice is coming from, looking up at first.
Who's there?
Your friend. Over here.
Are you a fairy?
No. I'm your caterpillar friend. I came here on a leaf from your strawberry bush. You made me a little house here years ago when we were both young, remember? I figured as much. You have a beautiful garden.
It's not so beautiful now.
Nonsense. You're a natural in garden upkeep. I've really enjoyed my stay. I've had plenty to eat and plenty of rest in my cocoon. So much abundance. So much health. I've grown strong thanks to you.
This garden hasn't been looked after for ages. The farmhouse never sold after my grandparents passed. We really only visit once a year on my brother's birthday. My brother's birthday? My God, it would have been today. We'd always drive out here to picnic in the garden and eat birthday cake. I kind of started to look forward to it after a while. Grandma would bring a new jar of jam, and the weather finally started to get nice around this time of year. Well, I guess not always. And the abundance he found was not my doing. I'm sorry I neglected you.
It's okay. You didn't have to notice me. I was here anyway. A pair of eyes on me doesn't change that. And I wasn't lonely. Remembering you sweetened my dreams in the cozy cocoon.
You like it here?
I like my time here. I like how much I've grown. But I have so much to see. I have my own garden out there somewhere. And I finally have the wings to get there. You can let me out now.
But it's dangerous out there. A volcano erupted, you know. All the gardens are covered in ash or destroyed.
You gave me beautiful, strong wings. I will use them to fly until I find a garden, wherever that may be.
But I never even learned your name.
You know my name. Do you know yours?
A paper plane zooms in and hits Kit.
What the?
Read it to me.
Kit picks up the paper plane and unfolds it.
What is this? Is this my handwriting? Caterpillar, where are you?
I'm okay, my friend. I'm a butterfly now. Read me your letter. I'll fly away with the words.
Dear love interest, you asked if I'd still love you the same. No. I never loved you the way you love me. I loved you as a bathhouse, somewhere I went to feel clean again. You always kept your room clean. You'd get out of bed like a sim or a well-trained butler, the first thing you do every day, always. Never pulling the corners on the other side of the narrow line drawn inside our heads. I needed to feel clean. I had hairy legs, acne from deep-fried food, mustache whiskers, broad shoulders, and unsmooth skin. It was hard to look at myself in the mirror and see a bearded lady staring back. A circus freak. A coward. You liked when I curled my eyelashes or twirled in my new dress. You made me feel beautiful, but never handsome. I wish it was still tranquil in that spot on your bed by the window. Snowflakes floating down beyond the glass. A sleeping pup next to me. I went into that room only ever as a woman. Curled hair, lipstick, period cramps, all the things that connected me to womanhood. And your gaze. You made me feel like a muse. You stared at me like the moon. Yet you never looked at the moon in its face. You never asked where its light was coming from. Was it generated or reflected? What planet did it orbit? What galaxy does it belong to? I don't blame you. Neither did I. I am the moon and the sun and the planets that orbit each star. You have to make space for me in your universe. Until then, please don't write. And please don't miss me. You don't need to. I am always in your orbit, whether I like it or not. Sincerely, Catherine. Caterpillar?
Kit crumples the paper into a ball in their fist. An urge opens their fist to reread it, and it is gone. Poof. Just like magic. Disbelief turns to a giggle, turns to an uninhibited chuckle.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Kit climbs in their sleeping bag as the apparition begins to play. As the song plays, lights fade as Kit sleeps. The sun rises. Llewellyn emerges from behind the oak tree and plucks strawberries from the dime bush. Scene 6. Kit wakes up to an abundant garden and sees Llewellyn.
Llewellyn, is that you?
They hug. Aren't you going to wish me a happy birthday?
Happy birthday! Are you real?
Of course I'm real. Well, for now. Let's sit down. I have a lot to explain. You want a strawberry?
I'm okay. You go ahead, though.
Llewellyn takes a stash of strawberries from his pockets and eats them. A lot of them. Kit stares in awe.
So sweet. It's been centuries since I've tasted strawberries with human tongue. Oh, I should probably explain. You're seeing me in my human form, but I'm actually what humans might call a dragon back home on my planet. No, really. Same solar system as Grandma. We were both reborn as dragons when we passed. Apparently it runs in the family. She's a sun dragon now, so she spends a lot of time soaring through space. I'm a water dragon, so I spend a lot of time by the river near my home. Oh yeah, you saw my cavern when I sent you that dream. Pretty cool place, huh? I decorated myself.
So that was you. I thought that was Grandma. Well, I thought I was going insane for thinking it was anyone at all.
Oh, right. Let's get this out of the way. You are not insane. Magic is real. Magic is the captivity of the spirit in every heartbeat, in the falling fragments of sand inside of the hourglass, in untamed containment of freedom, sacred, blessed. Magic is the first two atoms meeting and their everlasting ripple on the pond. Then grows the lily pad, then grows the flower, then grows the being that plucks it. Magic is bright even in darkness, infinite as the night of the cosmos. It's the fact that the odds of the universe even existing is less than zero. Like, come on. You're telling me I'm not supposed to believe in magic? You guys are just weird. You're magic too, you know? That's why you sensed Grandma in the dream. She's the one who organized this whole event. When she saw how you and Mom split when you told her your true name, she knew she had to intervene.
What? My true name?
Kid, right? I never thought Catherine Susie very much. I'm very happy to have a little brother, by the way.
How did you know?
Our adventures together didn't stop the day I fell into the river. Only my body died. Did you know that the spirit is the lightest of all 5 elements? Lighter than air? I watched over you as I floated out to space like a lost balloon. But this time, I could only see you in spirit. And to my surprise, well, you were my brother all along. I watched over you for years from my new home, in my new body. Grandma and Grandpa too, when they passed. We are so proud of you, kid. It's been amazing to watch you come to the light, to watch you find the magic in your spirit, and have the power to know you must align your body with your soul. To transform like you have is a feat few souls have accomplished on earthly time. You are immeasurably powerful, my friend.
My God. I don't know what to say. I can't believe you're real. You look so grown up. I mean, you have the same face for sure. Just 13 years older, I guess. Your hair got lighter.
It's been a while since I've been in this body. Feels weird to have opposable thumbs again. Look at this. Jazz hands! What a privilege it is to be human. It's a shame my time is limited.
What do you mean?
Right, so this is the part where it gets a little complicated. Grandma and I have been very close since she passed. She loves to watch over you and the rest of the family. She's been your guardian angel for as long as she's been gone. She was with you in spirit during that fight with Mom when she saw that Mom rejected you in fear. Well, she knew she had to intervene. You see, this garden isn't just any old garden. It harvests the magic of our family tree. It's where our bodies go to rest when our souls are set free. Any rift between family members creates a rift between magic and nature. As a family, the garden is so much stronger when we are together. The garden blooms delicious strawberries and tall branches with giant green leaves. Bees buzz and squirrels take shelter. Flowers flourish and birdies rest their legs in our trees. Everything works in perfect unison. Everything serves to maintain equilibrium in this peaceful haven. But when the family is not together, the garden weakens. If the garden weakens, the magic is lost between the bodies that rest here and their souls in the next life. Without that magic, we forget our life on Earth. We forget the people in it. This planet becomes just another star to us. This garden anchors our soul to our body. Without it, the portal is lost and we can never visit you in spirit.
I don't understand.
When you got into that fight with Mom, we thought the damage to the garden was irreparable. Leaves fell, branches sunk their heads, a whole flower bed died. We thought we'd never see you again. Then Grandma came to me with a plan. We were going to go to Earth, not just in spirit this time. We'd return to our bodies and bring the whole family back together. But raising the dead is no easy ritual. It takes a lot of battle power, as you may say. We need to harvest enough energy for the ritual, so when you ask death for life, you must pay destruction. And what else is more destructive than fire? Some even call it the first magic. So Grandma gathered fire from the sun, and with a deep, deep breath, she breathed fire towards the garden like a furious wind, like a lightning bolt spanning across light years, striking deep beneath the Earth's crust, causing a volcanic eruption, leaving the garden well like this. Don't worry, destruction generates creation. We kept everyone safe. Everyone is sleeping soundly in their homes. It'll be a bit of a shock to wake up to, I'm sure, but no one is hurt. Anyone who breathed in the ashes fell into a deep sleep.
Where's Mom and Dad?
They're sleeping too. They're dreaming about you in the meadow by your house. She tried to run to you when the volcano erupted. She was out by the river after your fight, returning to the spot where, the scene of the crime. She just needed time to clear her head. Don't worry about her. She loves you, kid. She's been in mourning for over 13 years now. The news of another son is a lot to get used to. I'm sorry she ever turned you away. She has nothing to fear. She knows that now. You sure you don't want a strawberry?
I'm good.
You still feeling nauseous? I'm sorry you had to throw up.
That was you? Why?
Well, after the volcano erupted, the garden was destroyed and the portal was closed. I needed to manifest myself somehow on Earth, so when you passed out after pulling the death card, I attached my spirit to your body, knowing you guys would be headed here to the garden. I needed you to throw up on the oak tree where I'm buried, so my spirit and body could be one again. Carrying two souls would make anyone nauseous, but you were carrying around so much else too. You don't need to be a pretty girl anymore. You never did. You weren't ugly for seeing a man in the mirror. You weren't to blame for the rift in the family, and you have never disappointed the people who love you by being yourself. It was so twisted up in there, you forgot who you are. I'm glad you threw all that up. You didn't need that weighing you down.
Well, that's disgusting.
You asked.
The sun begins hiding behind the clouds of ash.
The sun going down already? I guess that's what happens when I cause a volcanic eruption. I have to go home soon.
You're going? But I missed you so much.
You don't have to miss me. I'm always with you. And kid, when you return home, Mom and Dad will be sleeping in the meadow. All you have to do is wake them, and they will understand.
Well, and I haven't had a personal conversation with Mom in years.
Grandma came to them in a dream. She told them everything. She told them where we go when we die, that we've been watching over them, and how important you are to the integrity of our family. Mom knows what she needs to do. She needs to just give you a fucking hug. That's all it'll take for this garden to bloom again. And when it does, leave me some fresh strawberries on my grave, will you? They're so much better when the garden isn't dying slowly.
He plucks 2 strawberries and throws one to Kit.
For the road. Edith should be back any minute now. Tell her I said hi.
He exits. The sun is down. Kit takes a bite of their strawberry. They are disgusted.
Ew, Kit, don't eat that. Those strawberries are so old.
Edith enters with a scarf over her mouth and a plastic shopping bag.
Eddie, sorry I'm late. I got a bit lost.
Kit runs and hugs her.
Okay, dude. I wasn't gone that long.
Thanks for calling me dude.
Yeah, of course. You can let go now.
We gotta get home. I have so much to tell you.
They exit as lights go dim. Scene 7. Kit enters the garden with a basket of fresh strawberries and lands in front of Llewellyn's tree. The market plays. As this song is played, the garden begins to bloom again.
Llewellyn. Today, Mom had some errands to run, and I joined her for the first time in a while. We went to the grocery store with a long list of things, from snap peas to dried up peaches. The line was long at the pharmacy, and so she asked me to take a list from her and find each thing, like a scavenger hunt that I think that we needed. And I slowly went forth pushing the cart. And there were so many people, I felt like I was driving a car. She gave me a light bulb that she needed to replace. It had burned out beneath the microwave. I found one after I passed the toys and the cards and the birthday candles. It was hard to find one that matched, but there was one that was only a little bit taller. And so I took it so it looked a little different. And I put it in the cart. Next on the list was, I forgot, but I wandered into the produce section. And there were so many people. And I felt like I was driving a car. But I was in control this time. It's not easy for me to be free, to be true. Truly, I'm lost, and I'm just looking at signs above the aisle, and I'm hoping to find a light bulb for my mom. And I hope that she finds it. I hope the one in my cart will fit. I hope the one in my cart will fit. Sometimes I feel like a basket of peaches, but they are rotten. Sometimes I feel like a basket of peaches, but they are rotten. I am not a rotten peach. I'm a flower with dead leaves, and I need watering, please. I need watering, please. And so does my mother. So does her lover. So do their children, Llewellyn, Edith, and this one. And I want to be a forest with them. All I want is to be a forest with them. I want to be a river, because I know I am inside. I know I flow and I spin and the fish can't keep up the pace. Oh, I'm okay. Oh, I'm okay because I've got my mother's light bulb. And sometimes the light bulb needs replacing. It's hard to think without erasing. My thoughts are extra scary lately, but in a way they make me smile. And I'm worth the smile. It's okay when I feel ugly. It's okay if I feel lonely. Because you will go to me, and I will go to you too.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to New Works in Development Play Reading. Thank you for watching our reading by Keltie Monaghan. What we're going to do now is do a quick talk back with our playwright mentor, Josh, and our director, Shania. And I'm going to let them take it away.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, we just had a couple questions for Keltie, and yeah, it was just like a wonderful process, doing these readings, having the writer there, having Josh there. Yeah, so I'll just like jump into some of the first questions because we've got to have readings and rehearsals, and then we got to record this just now. So Keltie, after hearing it read aloud with our characters, with our cast, would you make any changes? And if so, why or why not?
I think definitely hearing it out loud is a great opportunity to find different ways to change it. There are definitely a couple scenes where I think there's stronger ways to structure it, especially we didn't show it in the development series, but the tarot card scene I really want to dive into in the next draft. And then also things like the ending, I feel like the resolution is so quick and you don't actually really see, you don't get back to that kind of like state of equilibrium. So I would like to work on that a bit more. Yeah, there's definitely, a few changes. if I did work on another draft, I think I would actually make it even longer and extend it to maybe a 2-act play, just because it's sitting at like 60 minutes right now, which I like, but I think I would like to develop it even more than that.
Cool. Yeah, I think you should, because I think there's so much to deal with in this play and to delve into in this play. There are just so many cool layers you painted with, like, just the characters' backstories and this world of spirituality and mysticism. And actually that kind of segues into something I was curious about, like that idea of mysticism and spirituality. They're so present in this play and just so like at the forefront. And I just think it's so beautiful. But I'm just curious, like as a playwright, what do those concepts mean to you and how you crafted this play?
Yeah, I think mysticism is definitely something that is a big part of, sorry, a big part of my life. Like I have people in my life that I've lost that I just like. I have an older brother who Llewellyn is based on actually, and he died before I was born. But despite that, I think there's definitely something to be said about being raised by a family that was mourning his loss, and I've always kind of felt his presence with us. And like at night, I would pray to. I'm supposed to be Roman Catholic, but at night I would pray to him and not to God or anyone. So those elements, like the idea that death isn't the end, those have been concepts that are kind of ever present in my life that I wanted to share with people. Um, yeah, and then I also just think it's a really fun thing to explore on stage, like how magic can look. And like, I wrote this play originally for the Young Playwriting Company at the Citadel, and we did this whole like section in our first semester before we started the play on like theater for young audiences, and I just felt like there was so much more freedom there, and that's kind of where those elements of like dragons come in, and like yeah, it's I just feel like magic is so fun to play with, especially how to stage it.
Yeah, definitely just like hearing the personalness and like the family elements of the story was definitely like something that drew me in. And like yeah, the connections, like it's in the page. And oh yeah, the fun that you can have. I was just like, oh, the music, the dragons, so good. Um, yeah, another one of my questions to go along with the future of this play is, where would you want to take it next? So you've put it in new works, it came from like Citadel developing. Yeah, any like emerging festivals that are coming to your mind, like Next Fest or Fringe, or yeah, what you want to do next?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I think I would apply for the Fringe. I think I might actually be too late to apply it for Next Fest, but yeah, I want to get it out there as much as I can. And like I think looking at different uh, festivals that are coming up would be a very good idea for me, because I do want to at least have it staged one day. That's like a dream of mine. Um, yeah, and yeah, I'm hoping I'm gonna apply it for the Fringe. We'll see what comes of that. Um, and yeah, hopefully I can get it staged in a year or sometime soon. That would be very nice.
Yeah, that would be great. And I mean, Fringe would be a great place to just play with what it could look like and just see how this play could live. Um, Another thing I'm curious about, and I've got a few ideas about why I think this is, and I know you do too, but let's get her out there. And I think I'm just curious why we're in a very unique time in history, the world, the state of the world right now. So why this play right now, given all the beautiful themes that we've talked about and where you see that play going? What do you see this play doing, as offering this particular or capturing this particular time that we're in right now?
Um, yeah, I think for me, like I wrote it during 2020, everything that went down then. And I think the biggest takeaway I had from that time was how like lonely I felt in my own household, and how there was like, even though we were together as a family for like the first time in a really long time, I felt like there was so we weren't connected in a way that we might have been when we were younger. And I think that kind of sentiment is what made me want to write a story where this big disaster happens and then we're all together all of a sudden, and then it's like, well, what do we do with these circumstances? And I think that was definitely, very heavily inspired by being in isolation, and feeling like the world is ending. And I just felt like such a desire to connect with my family again, because I think we had all changed so much since the last time we would all been in the same house together. And so, yeah, something I think I want people to take away is just the importance of those connections and the importance of being open and upfront with the people you love, whether or not like a rejection occurs or not, just to have it out there and to know the circumstances of where you are, and especially when it comes to stuff like disaster. Yeah, like I think, yeah, who do you call when the world ends is such a big question. And I think for me, it was my family and making those connections with my family. So yeah.
If I could just coda that a little bit, just thank you. I'm so inspired by that. And I think you really have something truly beautiful and unique with examining this play in terms of like the interpersonal relationships between family members, exactly like you're talking about. And then holding that space with this beautiful framework of what happens beyond life, the spiritual world, this ancestral world, and how those two worlds interplay off of each other. And I truly believe that it probably will give a lot of people hope. And I really, really hope you can take this play and keep rolling with it and offer people that hope in this really challenging time that we're in right now.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Keltie. And like, yeah, it's just been a wonderful process to, also just in development new works, get a chance to direct something, read things written by people and put them up. So yeah, this has just been like a wonderful process. Like Josh was saying, like beautiful story, connections. Yeah, who do you call when the world ends? I'm gonna write that down after. Yeah. um, but yeah, thank you so much. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you both. And there's Marissa. Thank you too. You're
Yes,
the one
thank
who
you.
crafted all this to happen.
Yeah, so that was a very beautiful conversation, and it really dove deeper into what Keltie you produce, and I think it gives us a little bit more about the background, and I'm very grateful to have been able to listen in on that conversation. So thank you to everyone who's watching. Thank you to Shania, Josh, and Keltie for participating in this. And on behalf of New Works, I hope you all enjoy and have a great day.